Today I will show you EURUSD Scalping robot. I've spent several weeks developing and backtesting and robustness testing, and it's automated as an expert advisor. So I'll explain the entry and exit rules and how the strategy works, and at the end of the video I'll have a present which is some expert advisors that you can download for free. So I've imported the expert advisor into EA Studio, which is what I use to develop the strategy. It's quite a simple strategy. By the way, I've used Black Bull Markets data, and so I would recommend using this strategy on Black Bull Markets and opening an account with them. This is on the EURUSD and it's the H1 time frame. It's not a high frequency scalping strategy, but it is scalping small profits from the market. It's quite straightforward. So what I've got is I've got a fixed stop loss and take profit which are equal to each other, so they're both 90. This is back testing over 7 years, some from 2017 to 2024. So it starts off as a little bit slow here, but it's a pretty good equity curve, pretty good return to drawdown ratio. It's got 140 trades. So how the strategy works from the rule point of view is it's probably easiest to show on the graph. Is it's doing some reversals. It's looking for reversals, and so what we're saying, so I'll start with a long position. It's easiest to explain with that. I'll even explain with a winning long position. Here's a winning long position. Okay, so what its rules are is we've got a moving average with a 40 period, and we've got the plain standard defaults for the MACD. And what it's saying is that when the price crosses the moving average downwards, this is for a long entry, when it crosses it downwards in conjunction with the MACD histogram crossing, that's a pretty good indication that there's going to be a reversal. And so we open a long position. We expect the price to go up. And when it goes up, we've got two targets. We've got the profit target, the fixed one of 90, which is what it's hitting this point, but also there's the upper Bollinger Band. So we've got the Bollinger Band 25 period up above and below it, both with a standard deviation of 3. So the equivalent Bollinger Bands upper and lower, but basically it's saying, well, we're going to reverse and we're going to target either the price crossing the upper Bollinger Band or hitting the 90. And so we can see we've got a nice winning trade there. If we go further along, we've got a losing trade there. So again, the bar has crossed below and the MACD's crossed below. We're hoping for a reversal, but it hasn't happened and it's hit a small loss. Here we've got another winning trade. So again, the price is crossed, the MACD's crossed, and so we open expecting the price to reverse up, and it does. And in this case, it actually crosses it's not the take profit, it crosses the upper Bollinger Band. So we close the trade for a profit there. And obviously the reverse is true for the short trade. So here's a winning short trade, which essentially is the opposite. So if the price closes above the 40 MA and the histogram, I mean, it's too small to see here, but clearly the histogram is crossed from negative up to positive, we're suggesting that, well, the price can reverse back down. And in this case, that's what it's done, and it's crossed the lower Bollinger Band and taken a small profit. So essentially that's how the strategy works. I developed it on the EURUSD H1. That was the market I was looking at. Because the GBP USD and the EURUSD aren't overly different markets, as I'm sure you can imagine, the euro and the pound being very closely linked. So these are quite similar markets. So I always like to check how it does on those two markets and also on different time frames. So I have noticed that it works reasonably well on the H4 time frame, so no change to the parameters. That's fair enough. It's not the smoothest equity curve, but it has 30 trades. It's got a pretty good return over drawdown and decent profit factor, so trading it on that is certainly an option. If we move to the GBP USD, we can see that it's very similar for the H1. It's not quite as good recently, but at the same time, we've got a good number of trades. We've got a good return to drawdown, good profit factor. So again, it's feasible to trade on that market also. And also I noticed that for the M30 actually trades really well. I was developing it for the EURUSD H1 in mind, but this being a pretty similar market, it certainly trades well on the GBP USD M30 with even better stats than what it was developed for. I think we've got more trades, 250. We've got a return over drawdown 2.25, whereas for the EURUSD EURUSD 2.7, but they're very good statistics for each. So the 4 markets there, 4 symbols that I would recommend it's worth trading on. I'm going to download these expert advisors. I've already downloaded them all for MT4, and I will do off video. I'll download them all for MT5, and I will provide a download link in the description. If you like my approach to algo trading, please hit the like button and hit the subscribe to be notified of future content. If you'd like to see how I achieved gold status in Darwin X Zero, please click the pop-up video now. Thanks, I'll see you soon.